Hi everyone, I'm 33 years old. I'm from Hungary. I work as a nurse, and today I'm going to talk about my child who's an 11-year-old, very sweet girl, and she's just freshly diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. I will talk about how I feel and how I deal with this whole situation mentally and emotionally, and how our family survived this whole thing. Uh, from the age of 3, I myself started to see signs of the fact that my child was different from other children, but she was my only child, and I didn't really know that difference was normal or not. I didn't realize that this difference was coming from any type of disorder or something. I myself was different in all my life. Her father also was different, but he is an artist, so he's kind of treated differently. His weird conditions or whatever he says is treated differently because he's an artist, so their weirdness is often not examined as closely as normal people's ones. So from the age of 3, we all saw that something didn't really work as for other kids. To be honest, I was very skeptical about the idea that she might have autism because we were attending to psychotherapy from her age of 4. So she was weekly taken by me, and I wanted to be sure that she gets the right help because her father was not around. She only saw him once a year, and I live with a woman. She has 2 children. They are both totally healthy. So, I find it very important to talk honestly about our feelings when it comes to this phenomenon because it's very difficult to deal with the fact that your child is actually suffers from a syndrome she cannot potentially heal from. And I think parents are not getting the right help, if they get any help at all. When we first took the standardized diagnostic test, they were already telling me, they were suggesting me that she is probably autistic, and I felt like it was a huge stone on me. It was very hard to deal with this. Even for people with great mental health, without mental health issues, I think it's very difficult to deal with a news like this, but I am suffering from PTSD from childhood and anxiety disorder and depression. So for me, it was like something that took the quality of my life away from me because I felt grief. And my child is a very bright, clever, she's very, very smart, intelligent. She has talent in a lot of fields. Still, I understood that my child was not changing with this diagnosis, but I still started to live, this grief kind of thing because I didn't get the right help. And when I first saw the diagnosis, I was sitting in front of my computer on my workplace, and I could reach the written diagnosis before I could actually talk to the doctor who did the ADOS module. That's what the diagnostic test is called. And I broke down, like, mentally and emotionally. And all my life, doctors were trying to convince me that I needed to take antidepressants, but I always refused to take them. And when we got this diagnosis, I got mentally so down that I accepted antidepressant therapy, which I'm taking up to this day. So I'm not gonna say that it solved all my problems, but it was kind of a little bit of help in my everyday life to work and do the everyday things, like sports and taking my kid to school, to dance classes and everything. So it was a little bit of help, but it obviously not solving all the problems. So my child started to develop speech disorders when she became around the age of 6 in kindergarten. Both her caregivers and other kids in kindergarten were teasing her for not having a father. And the reason why I tell you this is that even at school, when they knew that something was wrong with her and she was different than other kids, teachers were not patient with her. They were not loving, not caring. They knew, they were aware of the fact that there was something wrong, but still they didn't show any patience or understanding to the situation. And my child reached the point at the age of 10 where she hated to go to school. She broke down every day, she cried and everything like this. And that was shortly before the time when we got the diagnosis. So for me it was very shocking, but also as a family we kind of stopped working together, functioning together. We all just went into our own rooms separately and let each other to, just to be alone with our own thoughts. It was very difficult. And we changed the psychotherapist of my child to someone who was more experienced in children with autism, and that took a huge difference for my child. And she started to behave differently, but also the fact that we gave her all her papers to read through, it also helped her to understand why is she different and how is she different compared to other kids. And that gave her the understanding of herself, and she started to be more aware of what is happening around her, and she started to cooperate better and manage her life better than before.